It looks like we have a makeshift main event here. Steve Corino pulling a no-show. I guess he really is upset with CM Punk after what happened last week in the Trios tournament. Those two having an intense argument in the ring after they were defeated. Corino nowhere to be found. Spanky stepping in. Spanky wants his shot at getting at the titles. Not only does he have a chance to step in the ring with the Pure Champion here, the new Pure Champion, Jay Lethal, but the winner of this match will go on to the next show in Asbury Park and compete against Dan Moff and BJ Whitmer for the ROH Tag Team titles.
And a lot of subplots in this match, not the least of which is Jay Lethal making his first appearance after winning the ROH Pure title.
These fans are ready for this main event. CM Punk locking it up with Jay Lethal. And as you said, a lot of sub-stories in this one. The first one I have to talk about is Jay Lethal. Last week we saw he was attacked in the locker room. His eyes swelled shut. He still showed a great deal of courage and heart in competing against John Walters and then defeating him for the Pure title. But Jay Lethal, he was a victim of a sneak attack in the locker room. Someone swelled his eyes shut, knocked him out early in the night. And right now, ROH officials are conducting an investigation to find out exactly who did it. Do you have any leads, Mark?
Well, what do I look like, a character on Law and Order? No.
Well, ROH officials are hoping to find out. Right now, all fingers are pointing at the embassy. And you talk about the embassy, no members of the embassy represented here in Connecticut tonight because basically CM Punk has scared them all off. CM Punk is hell-bent on destroying the embassy. He says he's going to disfigure Jimmy Rave after the heinous attack in Chicago, which saw the embassy temporarily blind CM Punk, and then Jimmy Rave give the Rave Clash to Punk's girlfriend, Tracy Brooks. Punk was out to destroy the embassy last week in Philadelphia. As a result, Prince Nana is running scared as he has taken the whole embassy back to Ghana, West Africa, where they can hide out in one of Nana's kingdoms and palaces. I heard that Nana's got the Ghana army stationed outside his palace in case CM Punk shows up.
Well, right now I think CM Punk's got enough army to fight in one ring at one time between Jay Lethal and Samoa Joe. Of course, Punk and Samoa Joe had that amazing trilogy in 2004, including 2 60-minute draws. But right now, Jay Lethal doing a good job wrestling with CM Punk. Sits out on the go-behind. Now it's CM Punk with an escape and a sit-out. Jay Lethal comes up with the cravat.
Don't forget, it was CM Punk who was one of the men that really broke Jay Lethal out of Special K, out of that Hydro mode with that match at Survival of the Fittest. That was really the first sign of greatness we saw from Jay Lethal in single competition. That match back in June of 2004. Lethal whipping Punk off, big shoulder block. Lethal missing the enziguri. Wow, nice pinning combination from Punk. Oh no, Lethal got the shoulder off. There it is. No, Lethal turns it over. He's got that dragon hooked. Of course, that's what wins him the title. That's what won him the title last week.
Double underhook by Punk. And look at Jay Lethal escape.
A standoff now from both men. If Punk or Spanky can defeat Lethal in this match, they will be in line for a Pure title shot. Here comes Spanky. You know who the fans want, the former world champion Samoa Joe. Looks like Lethal's going to square off with Spanky.
I wonder if Spanky was inspired to take this opportunity after his friend and colleague James Gibson won the match against Rocky Romero, thus cementing James Gibson getting that all-important future shot at the winner of Austin Aries Homicide.
You know, it's great seeing Spanky be a true friend there and saving James Gibson in the last match, unlike what Steve Corino is doing tonight by pulling the no-show. He's not there for CM Punk.
Well, I hate to drop the unprofessional bomb, but I'm having a hard time coming up with a different word. I mean, it's one thing to have a disagreement with a partner or a colleague. It's another thing altogether to leave one completely hanging the way that CM Punk has been left hanging.
Steve Corino showing his true colors tonight. But let's not harp on that anymore. Let's harp on these 4 athletes we have in the ring. 4 of the best going today, right here in Ring of Honor, right here in front of this great crowd in Woodbridge, Connecticut.
If in March of 2004, if I told you that Jay Lethal would be matching hold for hold with CM Punk and Spanky in the same match, would you have ever believed me?
I might have. He showed that potential. That's what happens when you break free of Special K. Special K no more in ROH, and we have a special video look at the history, the rise and fall of Special K after this match. As Spanky connects, Lethal goes to the corner. Here comes Samoa Joe, the face of ROH, the ROH legend, the 21-month ROH World Champion. He's squaring off with Spanky. Samoa Joe choked out Spanky to get a victory in the Trios tournament as Samoa Joe's team defeated Spanky's team, so you know Spanky would like some retribution here. What a great match that was. Spanky, James Gibson, and Nigel McGuinness against Samoa Joe, Bryan Danielson, and Vordell Walker in first round action. That match might have been the best match of the tournament. An absolute must-see last week.
Well, Spanky wanted this encounter and been calling for Joe into the ring ever since he tagged in.
Well, he's not going to get Joe down that way, although he stomped the foot, getting the headlock.
That's got to be like headlocking a tree.
I don't know if Spanky wants to keep trying these shoulder blocks. That's like running into a brick wall.
At 40 miles an hour. There's a tag to CM Punk.
CM Punk and Samoa Joe in the ring one more time. World title classic 1-hour draw. Joe versus Punk 2 1-hour draw. And the final match of the trilogy, what I thought was the best match at All-Star Extravaganza 2, where Samoa Joe finally gained the win. It is absolutely electric in this building. Punk going for a headlock. I bet you recognize that, Mark.
Very well. So did Samoa Joe. Immediately threw him off. Samoa Joe taunting CM Punk just a little bit after escaping that. Now, Samoa Joe playing mind games with CM Punk a little bit.
We've seen a lot of mind games between Samoa Joe and CM Punk in the past. That's what led to the 5-star match, the first 5-star match in the United States in the Wrestling Observer newsletter in 7 years. That was Joe versus Punk 2.
What an honor that was to call as an announcer.
Punk going back to that headlock strategy. We saw him use it so much in the trilogy. Joe countered it this time. Punk keeps going back to it. Now he's got it cinched in. I wonder if we'll see a 1-hour draw tonight.
Well, fortunately, it's a tag team match, so...
CM Punk with that hamstring taped up. That's a result of an injury suffered against the Embassy. Joe peppering Punk.
These two know each other so well after that nearly 3 hours they spent in the ring against each other.
Punk right back with that headlock. You know, right now it's all about wrestling. It's all about competitiveness for CM Punk when the Embassy finally do return to ROH. And who knows if they ever will. Prince Nana seems to be living pretty safely in Ghana right now. You know, though, that CM Punk is going to come after them hard. He wants to disfigure Jimmy Rave.
Well, we've talked about the intensity of competition. There's the blind tag as Spanky and CM Punk combine to take down Samoa Joe.
Well, the shoulder block finally working for Spanky. And Joe puts them both down with the shoulder block.
That's just got to be like a bulldozer driving over you.
That's exactly what it's like. Who will go on Asbury Park to face Dan Moff and BJ Whitmer for the tag team titles? The Best of American Super Juniors tournament taking place next show in Asbury Park. Spanky is involved in that. In fact, his first round match has already been signed and announced as he will take on Bryan Danielson, and they have not met since Ring of Honor's third show, A Night of Appreciation. I'm looking forward to that one. That should be a classic.
I'm looking forward to that match. I'm looking forward to the whole tournament.
I don't see what could go wrong in this tournament. I mean, this tournament's going to be awesome.
That could produce 2 or 3 match of the year candidates.
No doubt about that.
Right now, Jay Lethal, what a statement he would make as the pure champion if he's the one that scores the pinfall against either CM Punk or Spanky here.
He almost needs to prove that he belongs at the top of the card. He might have won the belt from John Walters and ended John Walters' title reign, which started on 8/28/04, but Jay Lethal still has something to prove to his critics.
Spanky with the dropkick and a beauty.
Lethal, showing the heart of a champion, comes right back with a unique backbreaker.
3-quarter Nelson and falls away into the backbreaker, hooks the far leg, and Spanky rolls that shoulder. You know, interestingly, Spanky and CM Punk, while they don't have as much experience working together as Lethal and Samoa Joe, they have experience as opponents recently. And it'll be interesting to see if that helps them know each other a little bit and accelerates their ability to execute some teamwork.
CM Punk and Spanky had that great match to kick off the 3rd anniversary celebration week in New Jersey. A match of competitiveness, a match of sportsmanship, just like we're seeing right here.
And Spanky may be out. This match may be over.
Cover! There's Punk, the ring general, making the save.
But if Spanky doesn't get to that corner and tag, I'm not sure he's going to recover from that. Absolutely vicious kick by Samoa Joe. Spanky defenseless. Picks him up and into the backbreaker. Samoa Joe, so intense.
Joe's trying to turn Spanky around, brutal kick. He's going to cinch in that Boston Crab, yes. Spanky too close to the ropes. Spanky, he wants titles here in ROH. He's one of the founding fathers of ROH. He wants gold around his waist. He needs to get out of the corner in order to get in position to get it, though.
Now you're starting to see where the experience of Lethal and Samoa Joe, even though they have not wrestled an exorbitant number of tag matches together, they've certainly wrestled more together and trained together more than CM Punk and Spanky, who are teaming up as of tonight.
Oh!
Greco-Roman backdrop by your pure champion, the cover, hooks the leg.
Spanky dumped right on his head on that. Spanky taking a lot of abuse.
Come on, Spanky.
Maybe it was CM Punk or Spanky that attacked Jay Lethal in the locker room. I doubt it, but the investigation's underway. Nice backbreaker cover. 2 count only. Jay Lethal, what a week he must have had. He must have been riding high all week off that victory over John Walters. Jay Lethal winning his first major singles title.
Very little time to celebrate because he's got his mentor in the ring, Samoa Joe, who has Gibson up and or Spanky up, and he's just going to hold him vertical. Look at the strength of the former ROH World Champion.
He's letting Spanky think about it and drops him.
All that blood rushing to the head. But Spanky somehow rolls that shoulder.
Samoa Joe lifting Spanky up, calculating his next move, but Spanky fighting back. Forearms to Samoa Joe. Joe just dumps him. Big senton. Cover!
And again, Punk with the save. Punk and Spanky working well together, but they just don't have as much time in the ring, and more importantly, time in the gym together, as do Lethal and Samoa Joe.
There's Jay Lethal working a submission. Punk right there to break it up. Man, I love this crowd tonight. What a fantastic crowd we've had in Woodbridge, Connecticut.
Well, they've been rewarded with great wrestling. Leg lariat sends Lethal outside the ring, and Punk drops him neck first on the barricade.
That'll turn the tide in a hurry in this match. It's only academic now for Spanky to make the tag to Punk as Punk continues to abuse Lethal on the outside.
Do not confuse the code of honor and sportsmanship with lack of competitiveness. All four of these men will do whatever they need to do to win. As popular as Samoa Joe is, we have seen a lethal side, a vicious side from Samoa Joe. And CM Punk, well, everybody knows what his history and background is.
Cover. Well, you also know that CM Punk probably has to be gunning for Samoa Joe in this match because, I mean, they had that trilogy, and in the end, it was Joe that won it. Punk wants to even the score, I'm sure.
I don't know. Do you think he would be any less thrilled if he can pin Lethal to get that tag title shot?
That's true. It is all about the belts in this one.
Though we talked about Jay Lethal, his first appearance as pure champion, even though he's underneath right now, the way he swapped holds with both CM Punk and Spanky tonight, he proves he belongs in this match and with this level of competition.
No doubt about that. Jay Lethal has shown an incredible amount of heart and courage in the last week. Samoa Joe breaking that up. Punk and Spanky working like a well-oiled machine right now. Excuse the cliche. Spanky getting a couple of shots in behind Todd Sinclair's back.
Well, Jimmy, it's easy to work as a team when you have the advantage. The question is, can you work together as a team when you're having to wrestle from behind? Right now, we're seeing the individual ability of Spanky and CM Punk overcome the superior teamwork of Lethal and Samoa Joe.
Well, they are working on that rib cage of Jay Lethal, that's great homework right there by CM Punk or Spanky, as that was what the Embassy went after. So those ribs might still be a little ached and bruised from the feud that Jay Lethal had against the Embassy.
If I do think Jay Lethal's made a mistake tonight, Jimmy, I think there's been times when he could have tagged out to Samoa Joe and he stayed in the ring to try and prove a point. Now you're wondering if that's worn him out a little bit.
They continue the assault on the ribs. Jay Lethal was a protege of Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's the one who really got him serious, got him thinking, got him out of Special K. Punk continues to assault the ribs.
As he continues to assault those ribs and recover, Samoa Joe would have made the save had Lethal not kicked out. But one of CM Punk's newest weapons is that Anaconda Vice.
That's right, you have to watch out for that. As CM Punk continues to work on the rib cage. Samoa Joe, he said he wants to become a Grand Slam or a Triple Crown champion in ROH, meaning he wants to win all the ROH belts. He's already won the world title. He wants to be the first man to hold all 3 belts. So, and you know, he made a gesture to Jay Lethal after winning the belt that he might be going after the Pure title. That could be something to keep an eye on if Lethal and Joe do not win this match and have an opportunity to go after the tag titles. Oh, look at that sunset flip. Punk right back to the ribs.
The one thing that we saw in Jay Lethal in the last month, and the reason he's pure champion, is his resiliency.
And this is a man that had his eyes swollen shut in the locker room before the show and still went on to face John Walters and defeat him.
That is an abdominal stretch, and that is absolute agony on the ribcage of Jay Lethal.
Hold on, what's this? What are Punk and Spanky doing? Joe trying to break it up, and this is just... I can't believe they're doing this, Mark.
Well, we've talked about what the stakes are for this match. Winner gets an ROH Tag Team Championship match. Spanky has stepped in after wrestling once tonight. He's made it clear that the belts are the most important thing to him.
Well, Spanky's already saw his opportunity for the world title disappear tonight. He might be getting desperate. Punk, on the other hand, might have snapped after everything that the Embassy have done to him. Look at Punk desperately grasping onto that leg, and Jay Lethal pulling him back into the corner. Beautifully done by CM Punk. That's why he's a two-time ROH Tag Team Champion.
I was just going to mention, even though that Spanky and CM Punk aren't a regular team, both of these men are superior tag team wrestlers.
Spanky going back to the rib cage, takes Lethal back into their corner. Great veteran ring presence from Spanky. That's really why I'm looking forward to him and Bryan Danielson next show, because those two fought each other. They grew up in the business together, but they have not fought in several years. Sliced bread. Lethal gets out of it. This is Lethal's opportunity. The crowd wants to see the tag.
This may be the only opportunity.
Jay Lethal gets it.
The Panther with the belly-to-belly and overhead release. The cover on Spanky. Spanky kicks out. Goes into the arm breaker.
Punk breaks it up with a swanton. You see Joe point to Lethal, telling him to get Punk. That's the mentor-protege relationship right there. Spanky's alone in the ring. Powerbomb. Spanky kicks, but right into an STF.
Is Spanky close enough to the ropes? Can he get to the ropes? No. Great ring presence by Samoa Joe. Pulls him to the center of the ring.
He is wrenching back on Spanky. Spanky biting his way out of the hold. Here comes Jay Lethal again. Punk still down on the floor. Lethal clutching at those ribs. I don't know if this might be too high risk for Lethal to do at this point. He soars and scores with the headbutt.
And flips over into the cover. At the last possible instant, CM Punk dives between the second and third ropes to make the save.
Jay Lethal now dumping Punk to the floor once again.
Lethal should be going back to the corner making the tag.
Oh, Spanky needed a face. Here comes Punk. Beautiful double team work. Cover. That move was all impact on the ribs, and Lethal somehow kicked out.
How does Lethal kick out of that? In the corner, Spanky has Samoa Joe incapacitated. Punk one-on-one with Jay Lethal.
He's going for welcome to Chicago. Lethal fights out of it. They're just pounding Lethal down right now.
And they keep paying attention to those ribs.
Lethal kicks Spanky right in the face. He's got the dragon hook, no. German with the bridge.
And that is a save. Samoa Joe encouraging his protege. CM Punk now trading forearms with Samoa Joe.
We've seen it so many times before. Punk whipping Joe into the ropes. A big tope. Oh, Lethal caught work here. What's going on here? Why is he challenging Punk?
CM Punk is down.
What's going on here, Mark?
I'm very confused.
Todd Sinclair not seeing any of that as he is on the floor trying to get Joe and Spanky back in the ring.
Todd Sinclair was doing his job down on the floor, it should be pointed out.
Yeah, you didn't see it on camera, but Joe and Spanky brawled briefly into the crowd. I'm sorry, it's Mike Keener, the referee.